Alrighty, let's rock this part. This is going to be the beginning of 7-4. We're going to do 7-4 in two parts. We're going to learn something new, like actually new today, that you have not seen, I don't believe, in any previous any previous math class, and that is logs. Logs are the math function that we need to undo exponents. Like to undo squares, we use square roots. To undo adding, we use subtracting. To undo having a variable in the power, like what we've had in the last few days with exponentials, we use logs. So if you say something log base b of n, it's asking you b to what power equals n. So this in the bottom, I always think of it as the basement. That's going to be your base. So that becomes this. And then even if a log statement like this one doesn't have an equal sign, it's basically set meaning equals what. So in this case, this is asking b to what power is n. So when you're told to evaluate, you're going to get a number, something like this. This is saying 2 to what power is 16. Now you have a power chart, and if you looked at your power chart, 2, 4, 8, you're going to find out that 2 to the 4th power is 16. So that's the answer. This is saying 5 to what power, because 5 is in the base, so that's your base. 5 is in the basement, so that's your base, equals 125. And you would look on your power chart and find out that 5 to the 3rd power is 125. Here, this is saying 4 to what power is 4. Well, that would have to be to the 1st power. 4 to the 1st power is 4. These are two. This one's kind of tricky. This is saying 2 to what power equals 1 over 2. So think back to what we know about powers. The way to get that into the bottom is to have a negative power. Since the 2 stayed 2, it's just to the -1 power. So you're saying 2 to the -1 would be 1 over 2, which is true because it would move into the bottom. Here I start in the base. 7 to what power is 1? Well, anything to the 0 power is 1. So the more comfortable you are about powers, the easier those evaluating ones will be. There's going to be two kind of logs that we use a lot, and you'll actually find them on your calculator. The common log will have an LOG button on your calculator, and it is implying that you have a base of 10. So if I had like log 100 without a base written, it means the log base 10 of 100, but it's common, so we don't write it. And then this would be asking 10 to what power is 100, and my answer would be 2. But with the common log, you're not going to have a log written down here. You're just going to make the assumption that it is a 10 when there's nothing. Natural log has base e, that number we've been talking about, but instead of writing it as log base e, we write it as ln, which implies, natural log implies a base of e. And on your calculator, you'll have an ln button as well. So let's use those. This is log 8. Get your calculator and find the log button. So this is base 10. This is saying 10 to what power is 8? Well, obviously that's not on your power chart. So type in log 8 and you get 0.9031 if you round off. So if you did 10 to that power, you should get 8. This is an ln, so this is saying e to what power equals 0.3. So I'm going to just do this on my calculator. I have an ln button of 0.3. My answer is -1.204 if I round off. And if you did e to the -1.204 power, you would come out pretty close to 3. Again, this is going to be a base 10, so I just hit log. And the reason I know it's base 10 is there's nothing written. So it's saying 10 to what power is 201. I don't know that. So I look on my calculator, I take log 201, and it tells me I would need to raise 10 to the 2.303 power to get it to kind of come close to 201. Here, ln, so I'll be using my ln button. It's saying e to what power has that value, but I'm just going to do ln 10.453. and my answer is 2.347-ish. And so E to that power would be close to 10.453. Now this one, if you do it on your calculator, you get kind of a weird answer. And if you can get ln of E, if you have the E value there, it ends up being a 1. And that's because this is natural log. So it's saying E to what power is E? Well, E to the first power is E, so therefore the answer is 1. So that can be kind of tricky. All right, let's talk about moving back and forth. So you want to be able to rewrite them in the other form. When you have log, you start in the base, you go over the other side of the equal power, excuse me, the equal sign, that's your power. You come back around, and that's the number that it equals. If you already have that exponential form, you write log, you take whatever the base is over here and put it in the basement, and then keep in mind that the power always goes on the other side. So the two things that are easiest to place are going to be the base, because it goes in the basement, and the power, because it goes on the other side of the equal sign. So learning how to convert back and forth or just rewrite that is an essential skill. So if I have to write this, which is currently in log form, as exponential, I start in the base, so that's 2. I go get my power, so that's a 3. I come back around and get an 8. I'm not finding anything, I'm just rewriting it, and that's a true statement. 2 to the third is 8, so that's exponential. If I was trying to write this exponential statement in a log form, I'd write log. I'd look for the base, meaning the thing raised to the power, and put it in the basement. The power always goes over here, so the number that you got before as the answer goes with the log. So let's just practice rewriting. Here, this is log form. I need to figure out where the base is, which will be in the basement. Go get my power, come back around to get my answer. It's not telling me to do anything except rewrite. Here, start in the basement, come get the power, and then move back around to the answer. So this 7 to the thirds, that's going to seem more familiar or more correct because we're used to things being written exponentially. We'll see if I live to the end of this video. Okay, 4 to the third will equal 64. Base to the power equals that answer. All right, now we're going to go the other way. So I write out log. Whatever my base is, meaning the thing raised to the power, goes in the basement. The power always goes over here. So that'll put the 625 here. And you write the base down in the basement like as a little subscript. Here, the thing raised to the power is the 8. So that's my base, goes in the basement. I put my 512 here because I need my power to go over on the other side. Here, this is a true exponential statement. 2 to the 0 power is 1, but I'm supposed to rewrite it. So log, the thing raised to the power is my base, so that goes here. My 1 goes here because the power always goes on the other side alone. So the verbs that you want to be able to do are rewrite. You want to be able to evaluate, either on your calculator or up here without your calculator. So that is where we're going to stop. That's going to put you for 7-4 day 1. And you can do the first worksheet in the 7-4 packet. Good luck.